Okay, so we in the building. I believe I'm in the building now. Had to actually enter myself into the stream. This is DRH19D, Dr. Hood, if you didn't know. Welcome. Glad y'all can make it. Glad everybody in the building. Whenever you do get in the building, we're going to be busting down some of this Kevin Samuels. Basically Kevin Samuels represents what men have been wanting to say for decades. It's kind of fucked up that we lose somebody of that magnitude. Check a couple traps on here. We're gonna be up on here for a second. We're gonna be up in here. You know how we do. You know how we do. Anyway, let me get this Kevin Samuels up here. Let me add this. Get this KS popping off.
I'm a 10. Now, I'm not perfect, but I'm a 10 in the fact that I think very highly of myself. No 10 means you're damn near perfect. So when somebody asks, rate yourself from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, you need to start adding 10 is almost perfect, because women are living this bifurcated life. They're saying, well, I'll call myself a 10 because it's an ego push.
Right.
But if you say I'm a 10, does that mean there's no room for improvement? You have women that in one breath they'll say they're a 10, and in the next breath they'll say, yes, there's room for improvement. Then you ask a woman, do you like a man that's more down to earth, more humble, or full of himself? More down to earth, humble, but y'all are full of yourselves. The issue with the self-love, the selfishness of so many women today is you cannot be equally yoked with the man, because you cannot give a man one of the things he requires most from you: time. Your time is already given to your life, your purpose, your this, your that, your kids, blah, blah, blah. And you want someone to fall in love with you. Now, you want somebody, just like Eartha Kitt says, Eartha Kitt falls in love with herself, and she wants someone to experience her being in love with herself. Absolutely not. That's why women are so addicted to these lifestyles. So when women say they could get with an average man, that's bullshit. They can't get with an average man because they're not okay with reducing their lifestyle. Women really cannot imagine going backwards.
Right.
They say it, but in practice, they don't do it. So you think about...
This is why they didn't like Kevin Samuels, because he's going to get straight to the point. You got a couple callers popping up. I'm rolling up this King Palm, and we're going to have a good time. Let's go.
One thing, and you ask yourself, do modern women lack humility? Lack humility, because I am starting to hear...
I think they do, just to answer the question.
More women sound more braggadocious than even some of the most biggest braggarts of men I've ever seen. Come on, folks. We need to get these super chats up. No. 10,000 folks in here, less than 4,000 chat. Nope. All right. So the chat room goes off. We're going to need at least 20 more people to hit the super chat. Absolutely not. Thank you, Lou Casely. She came through, but folks come in and see Lou Casely put the big donation up, and I appreciate it. But I want other people to contribute to this as well, because as well as I'm talking, I'm teaching. I'm giving you examples of women who were big into self, but where did it end for them all? Where did it end for them all? And is the price worth it? Boom. Let's see. All right.
What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing? You guys hit the like and subscribe button. We're just going down this Kevin Samuels alley.
I'm going to open up. I'm going to open up whatchamacallit, Instagram, and bring some folks in, because the truth of the matter is I see this a lot on the gram. Manifest, living my best life, all this other stuff. And at the end of the day,
this is the stuff that men been wanting to say, but they just could not get away with it for some reason. So you got to get assholes like Dr. Hood to pop up, into these spaces. And, I don't really give a shit. Kevin Samuels been gone for a minute. Okay. And I feel like it's important for me to regurgitate some of this stuff because a lot of females, they think that they've gotten away with something, that these standards and these things that Kevin Samuels very vividly pointed out, that were flawed in women and men. They thought it was just going to get swept under the rug just because the man passed, but that's not the case. And we don't have to be disrespectful about it. We can be very blunt and just get straight to the point. Okay. It's nobody trying to take over Kevin Samuels' plate. Okay. By far, that's nothing like that is going on. But to say the message is just going to disappear just because he's gone, I mean, I think that's ridiculous. I think other people think it's ridiculous too.
What does it lead most women? Most women are not living their best lives. Most women are just talking crap. And I think it's important that you ladies go back and study. And I said this on Facebook earlier when I put up Grace Jones. I put that up because I really wanted to see how people were going to respond to real people. And sadly, more folks are worried about, man, she look how she look. I don't like the way she look. Dude, Grace Jones don't care whether or not you thought she looked like a man. That's some dumb shit, y'all. That's dumb. Supermodels have angular features for a reason. But I wanted to see how many women could actually go back and look at the women who they consider to be classic beauties, classic, iconic Black women, and then ask yourself, how do their lives end? How are their lives ending? How are their lives ending? How are your lives ending? And the thing is,
how's it working out for them? That's a great question. How is it working out? All you high value women. Joseph Townsend in the building. Peace, fam. Concrete Radio Live in the building. Peace, fam. You guys can come up and talk some of this shit too if you guys want. You know what I'm saying? I always leave a link. I mostly leave a link just for the people that want to smoke, But I leave a link too, man, just in case, they might think Dr. Hood is all cap or whatever, man. I'm not going to let the Kevin Samuels message die just because a man passed. I think we're going to put the foot on their ass. That's what the manosphere needs. Although I'm not a part of the manosphere by no stretch of the imagination, but there's some good things over there. There's some good views over there. It's too many guys being simps. It's too many. Like if it was just a few simps here and there, that's one thing. But they're overpopulating. They make what I'm saying unpopular, and that's when it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. When I'm trying to do righteous shit, I want people to work for, placement. You want to be in somebody's life, work for it. Rather if you're a man or a woman, do something out of the fucking ordinary. Get up off your ass and become the best version of yourself, And those are the type of things that nobody wants to hear. That's why they wanted to cancel a guy like Kevin Samuels. Okay. He didn't hurt anybody. It was funny. It was funny while it lasted. But I think these females think that the shit's over, and it's not.
Self-love ends up as selfish for so many women, which ends up as being alone. Selfish ends up being alone. So how can you have all this self-love and not have anybody to share your life with? No. Yeah. Self-love, but alone. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. Hey, I'm good.
Good. Your first name?
I'm Amari.
The lady in the hat. Your first name?
Amari.
Amari. And then, ma'am, your first name?
Roxanne.
Roxanne. How old are you, Roxanne?
I'm 48.
48. So have you been watching? Did you just join the broadcast? Have you? Because I've been on YouTube earlier.
Yes. I joined on Instagram.
All right. So I'm talking, and
so I want to see how this is gonna go. I really want to see how it's gonna go.
Said you're 27. How, ma'am? You're 48, and how old are you?
I'm 27.
27.
Okay, you got an old cougar on here. You got a young. It's about to be a cougar. I think the cougars start at about 35. I say cougar is a woman that likes to date younger men. So I'm kind of jumping out there saying that. But I was talking to my homie Rick Rooster a long time ago. I was like, man, what age is a cougar? We were all in our 20s then, bitch 35. Bitch 35 trying to get at you, what I'm saying? You 24 years old. We was 24, 23. And yeah, they cougars, man. So 27, you getting up there, you dig?
All right, so I'm talking about self-love. This self-love that turns into selfishness with modern women. And I profiled Diane Carroll, who shared the fact that it took her to be an old woman and failing in 4 marriages before recognizing the reason she was alone is because she's difficult. Because she was difficult. Difficult. And then I juxtaposed that with Eartha Kitt.
Being difficult is going to get you by yourself every time. Okay. Every time. I guarantee that. You cannot be difficult and people trying to build with you. You're getting attached to the results of your effort, your career, your job, all of this. And then you become selfish. And, that's not going to work when you're dealing with a man of value. A man of value, he actually requires something from you. I've been in different positions in my life where I'm doing real good. And I've been in positions of my life when I'm not doing so great. And when I'm in the position when I'm doing good, it requires more out of people around me, and that's just pure facts. You require more out of people around you when you're doing good. If you're doing bad and you're not living up to your potential, it's going to be hard for you to demand the same level of anything from anybody. Okay.
Catwoman sitting in a garden being interviewed, asking about could she compromise with the men, and she cackled loudly and laughed like a mad woman with this glazed look in her eye. And I'm like, well, if these 2 women were some of the best that ever did it, What can you learn? So my theory, my supposition is self-love turns into selfishness, it turns into alone. What do you think?
I had 27-year-old. I'll go next. Go ahead. Okay, so what I think about self-love is, I mean, if you don't love yourself, if you don't teach the person that you're in a relationship how you love yourself, if you're reciprocating that energy, returning it back.
She don't make no fucking sense. and one thing I'm not gonna do on this channel is that sometimes, but when I be ready to go in on somebody, I start feeling sorry for them. I'm a totally get out of that. I'm a totally stop that, you know. And if they come through and clear it up and make some type of sense, hey, I have no problem with hitting the block and apologizing, you know. Like, oh, well, I was wrong. Maybe she do got a little bit. But for right now, she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. You know, let's put that out there.
What's wrong with self-love? I feel like it's not selfish. You sometimes have to show somebody how to love you. And then these women that have been left alone, is it because what? It's because she thought that she was the problem, or is it because she was messing with a manipulator who made her seem like she was the problem because he was unfaithful or?
Oh man, so it's the lack of accountability, and I just want to see how long Kevin Samuels is going to sit up here and let her ramble at the mouth, talking out the side of her neck, you know, and this type of stuff goes on a lot. Okay. I missed my damn family reunion this year, man. I'm pissed. Be glad when this court shit's the fuck over with. Oh, be glad. I will be fucking glad, yo. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, it's Dr. Hood. It's Dr. Hood in the building. It's Dr. Hood in the building. Hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the like button. We ain't gonna worry about the subscribe button. Just hit the fucking like button. You know, how about that? Let me get up in here and get that going at the bottom. You dig? This is my broadcast. We smoking on a 2.0. 2.0 King Palm in my motherfucking office. Whipping up some of this Kevin Samuels for me. For people that didn't really get a chance to enjoy the Kevin Samuels while he was there and, you know, everything. I'm coming through and I'm gonna break a lot of this shit down, you know, on the Dr. Hood. That's kind of how we got out there. You know, a couple people remember I had a channel, a Dr. Hood channel that was doing real good. I got shot down. But, you know, we won't even say how. You know, we won't even say how I got shot down. But I think I'm moving a little different now. Everything's fair use. You know, this content is being used for educational purposes only. For real game affiliates. Real game affiliates. Motherfuckers that really got game and aspire to have game. Okay? You know, none of this fake shit.
See, I want you to notice how well, first of all, you automatically went to why the woman left alone. She was alone because she's alone, because she's hard to deal with. That's what the woman said, because she said she was difficult. That's what she said. So let's stop trying to make men be the fault all the time. And what I want, hold on. That's what I want to do, though. I want to have conversations with women who we talk about what's going on with women, and women aren't making the cause be somebody else. We're all adults and you're responsible for your stuff. Now, you say it's self-love. You teach somebody how to love yourself. You teach somebody how to love you, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Who taught you how to love a man?
My grandmother. That's that man, though. Everyone's not the same. That's that. My grandmother just told me how she stuck it out with her husband.
She told you how she stuck it out. What did your mom do?
My mother is divorced.
And your status?
I am married.
Okay, how long have you been married?
For 3 years.
Okay. Any children?
Okay. See, now you about to go down this alley. You about to go down to Kevin Samuels alley, you know. And a lot of women get on here, and I like how he doesn't really solicit or anything. It's all by choice. And 9 times out of 10, it's a woman that thinks she knows what the fuck she's talking about, or she's gassed up from one clip that she heard. So she has this much smoke to get up on here. And I like how he gets real intellectual with it. Okay. I like it.
Not with your husband?
No, that has to say previous relationship.
So you you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Then you want to get up here talking about how you deserve this and how you deserve that. Okay? And I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at the shit. But it's funny. If you really want to know. Okay? Yes. I do, brother. Let me give out my number real fast. Handle some of this business. You know how we do. Let me get up in here. Add a couple of my peeps. You know, let's get back to the subject matter.
Part of the issue with the way you came in the room is you seem to lack humility, because you're talking about you. Okay, how to love myself and teach somebody, but how do you love your man? How do you love your son?
I love them how I would want to be loved. I'm patient, I'm kind, I'm caring.
But do you understand that how you want to be loved is different than a man?
Yes, totally. We have different. Absolutely.
Then why would you love them the way you want to be loved when you're a woman?
Right.
Because the bottom line is about respect, mutual respect, putting myself in their shoes, caring, being empathetic, patient. I mean, that's basics.
Well, you're talking, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But are you doing
I try to
that,
be
though?
kind of delicate with married women because you're already with somebody. Someone's chosen you. I hope it works.
Right.
But I will be honest, overall, the energy you're giving me is saying me first, modern woman. And it's difficult to get along with. It's about y'all. And
I don't put myself first. I'm a mother, but honestly, like my needs are met last. Just being a mom alone.
okay. I'm just going on what you've said. Okay. What do you have to say, ma'am?
Right.
48. I forgot your name. Go ahead. Roxanne. Yeah, about things. I mean, I got a lot of things going on right now. 10,000, 18,000 people. Go ahead. What do you got to add?
You talk about celebrities that probably put monetary or material things above a relationship with a man. So any woman that puts material things or money first, they probably won't end up in a perfect situation when they get older. And they're not, men are visual, so when they get older, they'll have nothing to offer besides money or material things.
She gets it, but I think she listens to Kevin Samuels a lot, because she, they try to take the talking points away from him, but he seems to find a way to dig a little deeper. And there's levels to this shit. That's why he was good at what he did. Now, was he a great image consultant or whatever it was at? front or whatever, I'm just here for the message. I'm just here for the commentary and the message, and this is a lot of the stuff that men have been wanting to say forever. So let's hear it.
Well, why do we use celebrity?
I mean, because you give an example of celebrity.
I'm just saying, but why do we use them?
Why do you use them?
Dear, it's not just me. I didn't start this, so don't make that just me.
Okay, well, you just said Grace. You mentioned.
Yeah, because I don't know your cousin. It's somebody we all know. That's why we use celebrities. The reason we use what
Right.
we use what
Right. That's
we
real life.
excuse me. We use what's applicable. So unless you're gonna go and look, hold on.
Okay.
I really dislike when women want to try to argue the methodologies when it's used. You were the same generation. People use athletics, entertainment, sports as comparisons for life.
Right.
We use
Exactly. I do it a lot. I compare, this and that, Beyonce, because if you were doing bad, then, you'll be compared to something also. Everybody got that smoker in their hood, and we laugh at the homies and joke, and oh, you're gonna be like such and such. You're gonna be like such and such. So it works both ways, but usually, we use examples. Definitely. Let's get some algorithm. Hit the like button.
people in who have common knowledge of, because you can't speak about everybody. And you said one thing about it. Well, if you put money first, well, do you watch my program?
Yes.
Does it sound like women are putting money first these days?
I see. I don't know what to say next because you get offended pretty quick.
She said he gets offended really quick.
Does it sound like women are putting money first these days when they're looking for a man?
You said we're putting ourselves first.
Well, okay. I don't relate to those women. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, I didn't ask if you're necessarily related to those women. That's not the question. The question is, of the hundreds, the thousands of women that have run through my show, what do most women put ahead, resource or character?
It's a good question.
Resource on your show.
It's not just on my show, ma'am. And see, that's the problem. My show is not a microcosm. And maybe that's not because it's not your experience. You think this is not the real world. It is far more real. I move around this country and it's the same. That's why I can take calls from Maine to California and get almost a similar outcome and similar result. And women who put money first, according to you, may have such and so forth. So by extension, even the women who call into the program who are putting resource, i.e. money first, Chad, am I wrong? I mean, does the logic not seem to fit?
No, the logic, you said it. You said show. This is all show. Women, let's be realistic. Women, it's at the end of the day, I want to be respectful, so I want you to speak. But I just want to say that this does not relate to the actual real world of money. I think money is just a tool.
What city or state do you live in?
Yeah, she's. So now he wants to know what city and state you live in, lady. You done got up here and started talking about the moon and the stars, and then all this astrology and all this bullshit. Instead of what the fuck is obvious. You're talking about money, isn't it? That's motherfucker's reality, man. And these nice things that people have, if they don't have the money, then they end up losing that shit. Like, that shit is real. Okay. You know, the support systems and stuff, you know, that shit is real in life. Okay. So, you know, I don't know. He's about to dig in a little deeper.
I'm in New York.
Okay.
New York City?
Yes, close by.
So you think what you're saying relates more to the real world than what happens on with millions of people on the platform?
It relates to more real women, not the real world, but real women.
Who's calling into my show every night? Celebrities?
I don't know, just some. I'm here and there. Okay, because this is off topic, but
Man, but before you do that, you keep saying so either you don't watch.
I do.
Okay, so
Some you say a lot of.
but the women who call into my show, do you think they are a representative sampling of what the dating market is in this country?
Yes, I believe it is.
Then these are the real women.
Right.
If it's a representative sampling.
That doesn't mean that because it's a representative.
Come on, lady. Come on. We can't be doing this.
Sampling that is the real women. It's just like
What does it mean? If it's representative, if it's representative, what does it mean? What does representative mean?
it means a lot of people think the same, but they don't represent me. I don't.
Okay, let's start right here. Let's start right here. This is one of these logical fallacies that women pull today. It's because you don't represent me or because you don't talk to each and every individual. It's not valid. Are generalizations valid? Excuse me. Are generalizations valid for a conversation?
Why would she take that long to answer that? You know, sometimes I think women just want to be combative, just in a passive aggressive way. You know, go ahead and hit the like button, y'all. We're cooking.
Okay, if it applies, so in order for it to apply, does it need to be? It needs to be 50.1% or more one way than the other. True or false?
True.
Okay, so what you're seeing are generalizations that you may not apply to you, but it is valid. Just because you may be in the 1% or the 2% over here, we're talking about the greater percentage of people. And my thing is why I don't understand why women around your age are still trying to split the hair. Does it matter if it doesn't represent you? What I think.
Hey, he played your game. He played your game. He'll do that. He'll let you go down that rabbit hole. Okay. And then he's gonna tell you some shit that men have been wanting to say anyway. You know, a woman of your age they're still out here trying to split the hair. You're trying to split the fucking hair.
I think you should probably look at it and say, you know what? Why is this happening every night and I seem to be over here? What's the disconnect?
I know what the disconnect is.
What is that?
Truthfully, it's just people in general, just not listening to everyone's following what everyone else is doing and not being true or genuine to themselves. So, of course, if one woman says, okay, I need this type of person, and
Where's
this
she
person
going
is
with
high
this?
in stature and popularity, then everyone wants to want what that person wants. But one thing does not fit for everyone.
Man, where can you go where one thing fits for everyone?
On social media.
No. I want to know where you can go to where one thing fits for everyone, because that makes no sense to me. It never does when say one thing doesn't fit for everyone. Where do you go where one-stop shop is for everybody? Where is that? Where does that exist in life?
Well, you just said over 50%.
Ma'am, that's not what I know. That over 50% is not one for everyone. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying that I'm trying to, and the thing is, okay, here's what I find frustrating with women our generation. We don't have much life left. And it's like, are you married?
I was.
So you're not married now.
Uh-oh, here we go. He's like a police officer, man. He just starts to ask you these questions, and then, you know, if depending on how you answer them, that, you know, if you're going to be able to go or not. And this is the situation that she's gotten herself in. And now he's got in. He kind of took her around the block. Then he asked if she was married. See, she thought she was in the clear. Like, oh, maybe he might not go through this. Let me get my shit off. Open her up. Okay. And we're gonna be able to see this exchange. How many people was on this one? 400,000. 400,000 views. You know.
Do you want to live the rest of your life by yourself?
No.
So what's the plan to get with somebody?
Well, apparently, I was with my husband for almost 30 years. My first boyfriend at 16. So to be single at this age is crazy because there's not relationships, there's other stuff going on that I'm not familiar with. So my plan is to maybe hopefully some I don't know. I just go with it and see what happens.
That's a good way to die alone.
I got more, you know.
That's a good way to die alone. And see, the thing is,
They a lot of people talked about Kevin Samuels for saying that, and you know what I'm saying. And you know, it's a reality. It was a way to get people to change their approach on how they see things. You know, it wasn't like him actually telling you to die alone. You know, I don't think that was his intent. So people took that the wrong way. But even us as men, even though we got options or, you know, whatever, you're still putting yourself at risk of dying alone because you're not building a family. You're not, you know, being in a relationship. I'll just keep it, you know, simple like that.
you're going with the flow, but your flow seems to be you were in a bubble, and what you've described is people are just followers and they're sheep. So what? And I think that's a very, very arrogant thing for someone to say, especially someone who ain't been out here. But I let you say it because I talked about humility. Man, but you're not, because you're talking about something you're not. You just how long have you been out here?
It goes since 5 years. So
5 years, but you were in a relationship since 16. So, ma'am, arguably you've been in a bubble.
Right.
You don't know. And if the world, and to you, this sounds like, well, this, and I lived in New York, dear. Got news for you. You're the one that's the odd duck.
Exactly.
Right. So understand, maybe, just maybe,
old school romantic, you know.
well, that's okay. But how's that going to work in this world unless you find, so if you're an old school romantic, did your husband pass? Did your husband pass?
Huh?
Did your husband pass?
Nope.
Good luck with that. Old school romantic, out of touch. That's fine. I mean, hey, because I think it's interesting that I was saying this the other night, and I was saying the reason I don't date women my age, you're too difficult. Women, and that it is more than generally true.
Genuine.
I said your age, man. I didn't say you. See, here's the thing, ma'am. There's a generalization and there's you. If it's not you, let it go. I said your age. And the reason men my age don't tend to date women our age is because women our age tend to be difficult. And and go with the flow is what we really want. And I think it's funny because if you go back on the show I did Friday night, I talked to a woman that was 52 and a woman that's 42. And you look in the comment section and you will listen to how exhausting it was to talk to them. Then I had a woman call in that was 23 and 24, and they were both like, thank you. Listening to you, now I'm on a better track because I don't want to be that. Young women are seeing the outcomes women today over 40 have, and they are rejecting them. They don't want it. So if that's not you, cool. But that's and if you're going to be dating, you need to know what the dating market is because if you want to date age appropriate, it may be difficult to find a Generation X man to date because of the market. This is why I'm starting to see, I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's a trend, especially with women of a higher socioeconomic status in their 40s, they're tending to start dating young men. Have you noticed that? And why is it? Because they cannot date men on the same socioeconomic status in the same age range.
Cougar.
So they got to date down.
Cougar.
So anyway, okay, good conversation. I hope it works out for you. I certainly do. Everybody, I think it's interesting that we are just, so many people today just seem to, I don't know, women are just like resistant to, they're all special snowflakes.
Right.
That's another thing I want to talk about. Me, the me generation. One of the things that is so frustrating with women today, men are so frustrated with the fact that you're all special. No one can say anything. It always depends. There's no box. Women don't want to be categorized. You can't speak for all. One of the biggest things I hear from my female critics and detractors is you lump all women into this or that. I got news for you. You are all this or that. You fit in a box somewhere. And it is time out for women over 40 in particular to stop thinking you're all special snowflakes. You are more alike than you are different. But I want you to go back to the show I did on Friday and show that was what was happening. And why do women I think want to do that? It's because if they can do that, they can actually ask for higher price. They can ask for more. I mean, it's wise. Hello.
Anyway, man, we ain't gonna bust up in that because we got to save something for the next time. This is Dr. Hood. I'm out. Peace. Hit the like and subscribe button.